Beneath an open sky in the rolling hills of Spain, a young shepherd named Santiago sleeps beside the ruins of an old church. His sheep rest around him, breathing softly. Above him, the stars stretch endlessly, silent witnesses to a life on the edge of something more. As he sleeps, Santiago dreams the same dream he has dreamed before. A child leads him to the pyramids of Egypt and tells him that treasure waits there. When he wakes, the dream does not fade. This is where the alchemist begins, not with adventure, but with longing, with the quiet sense that life is speaking, and only a few people are brave enough to listen. Santiago's life is simple. He travels with his sheep, reads books, and observes the world. Yet beneath that simplicity lies a restlessness. Coelho suggests early on that comfort is not the same as fulfillment, and that the soul always knows when it is meant for more. Seeking meaning, Santiago meets a mysterious old man who calls himself a king. The king speaks of something called a personal legend, the unique purpose each person is born to fulfill. Most people, he says, abandon it out of fear, doubt, or the need for security. And then comes one of the novel's most famous ideas. When you truly desire something, the universe conspires to help you achieve it. Moved by this idea, Santiago sells his sheep and follows his dream across the sea to Africa. Almost immediately, reality strikes back. He is robbed in a foreign land, left alone, penniless, and afraid. Here, the book delivers its first hard truth. The moment you commit to your destiny, you will be tested. Santiago could return home defeated. Instead, he chooses resilience. He works for a crystal merchant, slowly rebuilding his life. During this time, he learns discipline, patience, and the quiet danger of postponing dreams. The merchant himself has always dreamed of going to Mecca, but never does. Through him, Coelho shows us the cost of delay. Dreams deferred slowly turn into regrets. When Santiago finally leaves the shop, he is no longer just a shepherd. He has learned responsibility, confidence, and faith in himself. Crossing the desert with a caravan, Santiago encounters new teachers. One is an Englishman, obsessed with books on alchemy. Santiago notices that while the Englishman reads endlessly, he himself learns by watching the desert, listening to the wind, and observing people. The lesson is subtle but powerful. Wisdom is not only found in books, but in lived experience. At an oasis, Santiago meets Fatima, and love enters the story, not as distraction, but as grounding. Santiago fears that love might pull him away from his dream, but Fatima understands something deeper. True love does not demand sacrifice of purpose. It encourages it. This is where the book reframes love itself, not as possession, but as trust. Soon after, Santiago meets the alchemist. He is not grand or dramatic, but calm and certain. The alchemist teaches Santiago to listen to his heart, even when it is afraid. Fear, he explains, is inevitable, but surrendering to it is optional. One of the book's most important insights emerges here. The fear of suffering is worse than suffering itself. Santiago is tested again and again through danger, loss, and uncertainty. At one point, he is challenged to perform the impossible, to turn himself into the wind. He does not succeed through force or magic, but through unity, by recognizing that he is a part of the same living whole as the desert, the wind, and the sun. This moment reveals the spiritual heart of the novel. When you align fully with your purpose, you align with the world itself. At last, Santiago reaches the pyramids. He kneels in the sand, believing his journey complete, only to discover that the physical treasure he sought lies not in Egypt, but back in Spain, beneath the tree where his dream first began. The revelation is gentle, not cruel. The journey was never about the gold. It was about becoming the person capable of finding it. Santiago returns home, transformed wiser, braver, and awake to the language of the world. And so, the story ends where it began, beneath the same sky, beside the same earth, but with a different man standing there. The treasure was never just gold. It was courage, attention, and the willingness to listen when life whispered instead of shouted. The Alchemist reminds us that the journey matters because it changes us, and that our dreams are not random. They are invitations, and those who choose to follow them discover that the world has been waiting for their answer all along. Thank you for listening to this narration and summary on The Alchemist. Some stories end, others continue to echo. If you'd like to hear more reflections on enduring books, consider subscribing to the channel to explore new narrations when they are uploaded.